Well, howdy, howdy, ho there. Welcome to Hillbilly Trailer Queen Radio. I'm Anni Boelyn, and it has been a while. I did not forget about you, and I hope you did not forget about me. It is October 21st, Miss Polyurethane Everything's birthday. Dirty 30, and she is in Italy with Mr. Bob Wayne. She'll be in Spain in 2 days. Go check him out and bring her a birthday present from me. Bring her a birthday present for me. I like that a little bit better. I finally got my new computer up. If you are friends on the internet, you saw that we didn't have episodes for a couple weeks because the laptop crashed. Major bummer. And I'm still working on things over here, but we're back to business. We have a fun little chat on the podcast today with Miss Nastrashula, who was from the California Calendar Girls Burlesque tour that I kept talking about, and we talk a little bit about this and a little bit about that. We talk about sex magic. We talk about her days on the road, and I hope you enjoy it. So we're going to just jump right into it. We're going to kick off with a song. And that song is Love is Simply a Dream by Reverend Beatman. And the new wave Reverend Beatman is the frontman from The Monsters. And he's going to kick us off. Let's get it started.
Let's pretend we are still in love. Let's pretend we're happy every day. Love is simply a dream. Let's pretend I'm still get along with you. Let's pretend I'm the only one for you. Love is simply a dream. Let's pretend we are not insane. Let's pretend
right, we are starting over. We're going to take 5.
7. Go.
In the studio today with Miss Nastrashula from the California Calendar Girls production that just returned home from Europe. Hello.
Howdy.
Welcome. Welcome to my studio.
It's excellent.
Private studio.
It's an official studio. It even says so on the door.
Yeah, official studio.
Tenacious D references, like, forever.
Oh, man. So, we have a lot of interesting stuff to talk about today. But first off, I want to know how the tour went for you.
The tour was good. I mean, it was life-changing, and nothing could have prepared me for going on it. I mean, like anything, it had ups, downs, and everything in between, but it is a growing experience and something to take with me for the rest of my life.
Absolutely, and most people that have gone on tours would say that ups and downs. Like,
I don't like anything in
there's
life.
no way you can just have ups. Like, if you do, you stop appreciating things around you, I guess.
Right? It's not a reward unless there was a challenge to get it.
Absolutely. And one of my friends always said, or has said, the reward is really like kind of the hard work you've done at the end. Like, you expect this big reward at the end, but the reward is really like what you did and how like proud you can be of yourself for like doing that.
Oh yeah, if we can make it through being in the rain on the side of the road in some city in a foreign country we've never been at before, just like all sitting outside the van crying, like, if we can make it through that. I think I was the only one that was crying, but it was
been there. Seriously.
And now I look back at it and it's like I would relive that shitty night on the street where I saw that big ass spider and it was awful every day if it meant that I could have the rest of the tour and what we experienced. So.
Yeah, rad. I'm so glad to hear you say that. So you went to Holland, Belgium, Switzerland, France.
Mm-hmm. All the good ones.
What is your impression?
I love the Netherlands, like being in Belgium and Holland areas, like all that was incredible. I loved Amsterdam and everywhere that we went there. Their food was great, their people were great, like the nightclub scene and all the venues we played at and their bars were just like the coolest, not to mention like their architecture and all the cool castles and like the cobblestone streets. I loved it. I was in love there. Switzerland, we didn't get to spend a lot of time there. All I remember was we were getting showed around and he was saying this is like the most expensive street, like the most costly street in the entire world, like where money is exchanged at rates where it's not in anywhere else in the world. And I just remember looking down and there was like a pair of tidy whities with like shit and piss on them, like on the corner, and I'm like, who had the time to like slip out of their chonies like that? And they were like tidy whities. Like how long were you carrying them right in front of this like super ritzy expensive street? It's ridiculous. I have pictures.
I kind of have like I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
You're good.
I have a story where, okay, this is going to be embarrassing, but this actually happened. Here we go. Okay, me and one of my girlfriends, like longtime old school girlfriends, I think we went to a Hank 3 show in San Francisco. I'm not really sure. That's how good of a night this was. Is I don't remember what we did the night before, but it was, I remember the morning after. It was the worst hangover I had ever had in my entire life. And the night before at the show, I had drunkenly promised my girlfriend, Ariel, who I always say you remind me of a lot.
I think I know Ariel. Yeah,
you may have met her since then, but when I first told you that, I don't know if you knew her yet. And it's just like a lot of like your cadence and like your timing with like your humor and stuff. But anyways, I promised Ariel, who's doing hair, that I would be a model for a blow dry class the next morning at her like super fancy salon that she was apprenticing at, and it was like upstairs in some like penthouse like on top of like the thing like in Union Square in San Francisco, like very ritzy shopping. It's all like the really expensive stores, just like what you're explaining, you know.
Oh yeah.
The stores are crazy. So I go to this class like so hungover, I wanted to just die. And all it is 2 hours of her blowing hot air on my head, like just blow drying my head. Like it made me so sick, and I had to keep excusing myself to go into the bathroom and, like, vomit my face off. I was so hungover, and it was just really embarrassing. I felt really bad for her. She had to put up with me, you know, and she's so sweet. She's just like, thank you for coming. You know, she's so grateful, and she's a sweetheart. But I leave, and I'm, like, just, like, had, like, a very, like, traumatizing experience. And I'm walking downtown. I'm, like, trying to make it back to my hotel, and I'm walking through, like, Union Square, like, past Coach and, like, all these places downtown. And I feel like I need to vomit. And I'm looking around, and there's no garbage cans because it's such a fancy little area. Like, there's no garbage cans anywhere on the street. So I literally took the sweatshirt off that I was wearing and threw it up into my sweatshirt. And then, like, pulled it up and, like, waited, like, found a garbage chute away, like, got in a cab and, like, went back to my like, in front of Coach, like... looking around like, oh my god. But what else was I gonna do?
When in doubt, puke it out, man. Like, you gotta get it out.
I could have just threw up on the street, but I didn't feel like I threw up in my own.
That just reminds me of another story someone told me. Doing the same thing, so you're not the only one. Like, I've heard multiple stories of them, like, opening up jacket pockets and just, like, vomiting in it. Just being at a party, like, casually chatting with someone, then looking over.
Oh, God.
And the next day, they didn't know that they had, like, puked in their pocket, had slept, like, on the sidewalk or some shit.
Oh, my gosh.
And they woke up and just smelled, like, hot vomit. And, like, opened their pocket. There's just, like, chunky fucking vomit in their sweater that they slept in, like, on the street.
Oh, my God, that is terrible.
Does it get crustier?
I remember in high school, like, party times in high school, my one girlfriend, Lisa... who's now a nurse. But her just being so hammered in the backseat, like, by the window, and us being like, Lisa, if you need to vomit, like, because she, like, couldn't get words out, you know, like, clap your hands, and, like, we'll pull over for you, and she just goes, like, starts puking everywhere inside the car.
Just see it like a seal or something. Oh my god.
Gross. Anyways, back to castles in Holland.
And the fancy stuff, right?
And then what about France?
France was, I don't know. It was, I mean, the thrift stores were cool, the clothes were cool there, and, like, the atmosphere was bizarre. I just remember being outside of that.
At the show.
Okay, the show was rad. I loved our venue in that cabaret boat. It's just, like, a drop-down, huge open area with all these red lights and huge curtains, like, an actual backstage dressing room. Like, we had a big mirror and chairs and, like, lights, and they gave us all of these, like, fancy snacks and shit. I was like, is this what being a showgirl is?
Yeah.
This is good. I like this. We're not in a closet somewhere. It's great. I was super stoked on it. But I was outside having a drink after the show was done, and I saw the biggest fucking rat I had ever seen in my life. Like, I could see its eyelashes on it from, like, 20 feet away. And I was like, oh my god, that thing is big. And it just, like, walked up the ramp onto the boat. Might as well have bellied up to the bar and got a fucking drink. I was like, this is how you guys got the fucking plague. Like, this is, like, fucking horrifying. I was like, jeez, I don't know. But the people were nice, and, like, the city was good.
Did you get a sexy show, or did you leave the sexy show at the end? I heard that there was
a very sexy show at the end. Like, men in pleather, like, taking their shirts off and, like, pouring wine on each other and just, like, licking it off of each other. I'm like, what's happening? Run out! Just sitting in the corner, and there's just fog machines. Like, I don't know what was with you. It felt like a fucking haunted house. You're, like, gagging, and just all these people are just raging to, like, the most bizarre music. It was pretty good. It's pretty good.
I like that. Just putting yourself in a completely different situation.
It was just so fun to sit back and watch, like, and just be a part of that thing. Like, this is what I'm doing right now. Like, drinking on this cabaret boat. There's some rats and naked dudes. Like, it's great.
I can't tell you how many times I've said, like, is this my life? Like, oh, so this is my life now. Okay. Like, okay. So
it's good.
That's wonderful.
There's so much reflection to, like, sit and think about, like, wow, I really did, like, experience that with my own two eyeballs, like, front and center. Like, alrighty then. So many things happened in Europe that I was just standing right next to like, baffled. I was just standing there trying to process it.
So you had a celebrity sighting.
Holy shit. I almost forgot about that. I don't know how.
You had a celebrity sighting. Tell us all about it.
That was at Zurich, Switzerland. We were performing in this castle that had been built in 1241, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Like, just being in that atmosphere alone and, like, feeling the energy off of the walls around you, being in something so old, was phenomenal. And upstairs, we had, like, this rickety, treacherous staircase to climb up to go to where we were dressing and getting ready for the show. And it was this big...
Did you have to keep going up and down?
Oh, yeah. For, like, the whole show, like, to do every change, we were, like, hustling up and down the stairs, and it was, like, narrow, so not more than one person could, like, squeeze by at a time. So we had to, like, take turns and, like, stand there awkwardly, like, half naked at the bottom of the stairs, waiting for the other girls to come down.
And then go many stories like that.
It was good. It was so good, though. And all the people were having dinner, and, like, were just so friendly and understanding, and, like, fine dined and wined, so they were just, like, loving the whole thing. It didn't matter. But, like, going up and down the stairs, and upstairs was, like, a man's workshop that was built up on top of the street above where the castle was that we were performing. And there was just big open bay windows, like, huge open windows to a street where people were just walking.
Roger, next time, curtains, please.
And it was even better.
Naked girls. People were outside getting free show.
We were fucking with them, like, pretending to be mannequins and not moving. And then, like, seeing how long it took before they, like, were like, wow, wow. And then we'd move and they'd be like, oh, wow. Like,
that's rad.
It was good.
Oh, my God.
We would just be in the middle of eating dinner and just pause, like, a scene. And all this would be, like, mid-bite of our soup or something when people walked by. It was good. It was a good day. But, yeah, we'd just be sitting there changing. And there's, like, nothing to really hide behind when you're changing. So we're just, like, just changing. I had, like, an old metal shield or something that was hanging from the wall. And I was, like, standing behind changing. But it, like, cut off at, like, mid-thigh and, like, right at my collarbone. So it was, like, barely covering. It was great. But we were sitting there. And there's, like, an art exhibit in the bay windows. Which have, like, these massive lights on them. Which is just, like, illuminating the fact, like, to look into the windows more.
Oh, my God.
And we're sitting there having dinner, and Tottie's boyfriend, Austin, who is doing all the awesome van driving and everything for us, and, like, shout out to him for being such a trooper through all of that.
Thank you, Austin.
The best. But he looked out the window and just so casually was like, is that John C. Reilly? And I looked over, and I wasn't wearing any pants. I was just in my underwear with, like, a shirt on. I'm like, and, like, instantly ran, like, jumped away from the table and, like, sprinted towards the window, like, you're John C. Reilly, started pointing, and the people he was with were like, no, 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 like, doing the no across their neck thing, and, like, shut up, like, stop it, it's so loud, and I'm, like, banging on the window, like, John C. Reilly, and I tried to rip open the door that was locked shut, just so I could sprint down the street in my underwear to see him. I was like, he doesn't really have security guards, like, he's not gonna stop me, and I couldn't get the door open. Oh, but it was so good. I was like, we made eye contact, so you could say things are getting pretty serious.
Yeah. John C. Reilly. You saw that redheaded crazy girl in the window in Zurich. You know where to find her now.
No pants, tattoos. That's me. Me and you, John C. Reilly.
Hit me up. I'll connect you. Right on. Yeah, any other thoughts on your European tour?
It was one surprise after another. I remember we were in France drinking wine and hanging out, and I was just sort of, like, chilling in the back room, and all of a sudden people are in the middle of doing laundry, and we're in the middle of, like, showering and getting ready and everything, and then the power just goes off on us in our hotel.
Yeah, what's up with that? And by the way, I contacted those people.
Yeah.
God, I should call them out right now. Next episode, I'm going to look their shit up, because...
That was so fucked, because we had paid for it, and then we think the dude kind of ran off with the money because everything shut off on us. And it was crazy. We were just like, okay. And poor Lauren had all of her clothes in the washing machine and had to drag them out.
I thought about that, and I was like, their phones can't be charging right now, because I got the message, and then when I was messaging everyone back, nobody messaged me, and I was like, their phones are dying. Yeah, Booking.com, the frickin' these little apartments.
It wasn't terrible. I mean,
I thought it was amazing. I was so excited about the place that I had found and the location it was at.
Also, why do showers not have walls? Like, why do they not have... It's just a fucking hole in the ground and a shower head, and then the rest of the entire room.
Mm-hmm.
So every time I showered, it was 2 minutes in before the whole fucking floor was flooded.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, cool, it's going out into the hallway. Like, is this supposed to happen? Like, is this
I know, and
do
it makes
every
you
time?
feel bad, yeah. But they have, like, squeegees, and you just, like, squeegee everything, like, towards the drain when
Why
you're
the
done.
fuck are you bending down to squeegee water towards a drain? Like, I'm trying to think about my life and have existential moments. Like, not squeegee the damn floor. Like, I like to sit in the shower and, like, contemplate everything really deeply. And, like, you can't do that when you're drowning. Like,
It just goes to show, like, the difference in, like, the levels of convenience
so
that we have
ridiculous.
here compared to, like, what they do there.
Yeah, no, it was pretty crazy. Like,
Awesome.
everything was confusing to me. Like, why was the toilet in just its own room without a sink in that room? And then normally where the sink would be is, like, in the room with the shower, and that shit's upstairs. So what do you expect me to do? You want me to take a shit downstairs and then walk up the stairs to wash my hands? God, what kind of shit is this? And everything had stairs.
Yeah.
That's why none of them are fat over there. Over here, we have everything on, like, a level field, so you just, like, walk across. Like, all the rooms are on a flat area. Up there, it's, like, upwards, so you're always spiraling upwards, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, when
Really
we were
tiny.
in Geneva, we had a staircase to our dressing room. It was, like, 4 stories of this spiral skinny staircase, hella steep.
Make your butt look good,
Oh
though.
my gosh, I thought I was gonna die. Yeah, you know, I wonder how I always lose weight in Europe. It's because with only 2 girls in a show, the amount of times we had to run up and down staircases
Dude,
is insane.
no doubt.
Because all I would think about was, like, what I did on stage, and I wasn't, like, that was not enough, you know?
Right.
But definitely, I always said it felt like running a marathon doing the show. That's why. Oh, funny. All right. Let's take a quick break, and then we're going to talk about something really serious.
All right.
Sex magic with your orgasms. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking to the wrong
You're talking
area.
To the,
The
laptop.
microphone's over here.
You're talking to the wrong area with your
Oh,
sex
man.
magic.
Sex magic, everyone. But first up, we are going to get a song from Mr. Lester Raw and crew, the Pine Box Boys. My favorite creeps. It is Halloween time. Oh. They're playing at the All Hallows Eve Fantasy Fair, I believe it's called, here in our hometown in Sonora this weekend. You should go check it out. Also, while I'm at it, this weekend is the Beards, Brews, and Barbecue event that me and my little circus of girls will be at, and I'll be emceeing. There's a beard competition, a pumpkin pie eating contest, there's drone racing, roller derby girls. There is a lot of really fun, exciting things happening, and a bunch of live music all day, and it all goes to a good cause. So make sure you come see us at the Stanislaus County Fairgrounds on Saturday, 11 to 6. All right, here they are, the Pine Box Boys with Just a Crush.
Hush, my baby, hush. This ain't love, it's just a crush. And pray, my baby, pray. Hope to God he goes away. And cry, my baby, cry. Anything is worth a try. But hush, my baby, hush. If he hears you scream, he gets a rush. His dogs are running all around. I figure they're inbred. They're all crooked, they're all wicked, and I don't think they've been fed. And his neighbors would feel better if they chained him up instead. He's got a Chevy in the backyard, built in 1964. Body still looks pretty good, but it don't run no more. And there's still blood in the backseat in them shoes that hooker wore. So hush, my baby, hush. This ain't love, it's just a crush. Pray, my baby, pray. Hope to God he goes away. And cry, my baby, cry. Anything is worth the try, but hush, my baby, hush. If he hears you scream, he gets a rush. He lived up in that shack. He never had no name. A roof that needed patching were nothing in the rain. He kept a sickle by the front door. He said he used for cutting cane. And he grew up on the mountains where all them folks are poor. And then there were the rumors about what he did behind them doors. He never knew his daddy. He went to jail for killing whores. So hush, my baby, hush. This ain't love, it's just a crush. Pray, my baby, pray. Hope to God he goes away. And cry, my baby, cry. Anything is worth the try, but hush, my baby, hush. If he hears you scream, he gets a rush. Hush, my baby, hush. If he hears you scream, he gets a rush. Hush, my baby, hush. If he hears you scream, he gets a rush. Hush, my baby, hush. This ain't love, it's just a crush.
Okay. Is it recording? Yes. Okay. And we're back. I did some research this morning on Broadly Vice, Pride, and feelgood.com, and I came up with what we're going to be talking about today. It's important, everybody, and we're going to talk about sex magic. Are you into that?
Into sex or into magic?
Just into talking about it.
Both of them.
Yeah, I thought that this would be a fun thing for us to talk about. So, just to start it right off, I'm going to use an example. We're going to talk about Kristen Corvette, and she is the editrix. I like that, like mix between editor and dominatrix of Slutist. And she's also a professor of the New School's class, The Legacy of the Witch. She's a practitioner of sex magic, using sexual energy, often orgasm, for manifestation. In private, she attributes her success to landing her book deal to masturbating under the full moon.
I mean, as they say, like, if you build it, they shall come, right?
It happened to be a full moon on the evening she submitted her proposal, so she engaged in her usual practice. which consists of listening to her favorite erotically charged music, which is always glam metal Motley Crue.
I'm just trying to think of how long it would take for me to get off if I had to listen to Motley Crue.
Oh, God. Word. Lighting a candle that has been carved to symbolize my goal, or her goal, and unsheathing her crystal dildo to consummate the spell. And exactly a month later, on the full moon, she received word that she was in. So, proof right there.
I mean,
proof in the pudding, literally. Our universe is built on energy, and that energy comes from positively and negatively charged particles. For example, each time you make a wish and you blow out your birthday cake candles, what you're actually doing is harnessing the energy around you and focusing it all towards a single goal and intention. It is the exact same method used by contemporary witches.
Yeah, the concept of if you will it to be, it shall be. Like giving your energy to something, manifest it before you. It's like with fears as well. Like if you're afraid of something, it makes it grow larger in your mind and in your existence. But if you're positive about things, and even if you just lie to yourself all the time and pretend you're happy and say you're happy, people call me out for that. They're like, "You're really sarcastic," because I'm like, "Today's just a great day, isn't it?" And they're like, "You like sarcasm?" I'm like, "No, I'm just trying to fool my brain into thinking I ain't like hating myself all the time." Like, it's a great day today.
So sex word. Everything you said, yes. Sex magic, the preferred spelling, has a K on the end for magic.
Mortal Kombat.
Uses your sexual energy, often in orgasm, to cast a spell. Casting a spell is just setting an intention and then performing a ritual to bring the intention to the universe's attention. Intention to attention. Exactly. Okay, so you can say even athletes and sports fans are casting spells when they do not wash their game socks, or fans wearing a certain piece of clothing every time they play.
Like my one cum-stained, blood-covered Guar shirt I wear every concert, like, and it's so crusty and disgusting. It like cracks when you try to move it now, but I always slide that bitch on when I'm going to a Guar show. Like so.
There you go. Proof in the pudding. So everything has energy. We all know that orgasms are powerful forms of energy.
Definitely.
It's crazy to think about, like, when you are thinking about using energy in those ways, like, how much more powerful the energy is when you're having an orgasm. It's crazy.
It's like the release of tensions and stress and, like, letting go of that.
All of it, yeah.
So good.
Like, wrapped up in, like, good feeling. It's crazy. Some witches believe that the sexual energy within an orgasm can be used as a ritual to cast a spell. Words like magic, rituals, and spells can seem complicated, but performing sex magic is simple. If you want to start, you literally just start visualizing what you want while you come. Not a bad start.
It could be hard, though. I mean, my mind wanders when I'm masturbating sometimes. I'm just like, shit, what do I want for lunch today? Oh, God, wait, no, focus. Like,
Yeah.
eye on the prize.
Eye on the prize. Well, that's important. So they're saying if you want to give your spell your full concentration, if you're having sex with someone else, you're probably thinking about pleasing them sexually or something else. Some thoughts can be distracting to sex magic, just like what you're saying.
It has to be like a center-focused energy, just like any kind of ritual or spell.
Yeah.
Devote your time to it and your mind to it.
It says you can perform sex magic while getting it on with another, but you either need to fill them in on what's happening, and you come together for a collective goal, or you don't tell them.
So, like normal.
Yeah. Yeah, so pretty much with everything else you're doing in the bedroom. Brie Luna, owner of the Hood Witch, said, in general, when practicing with a partner, communication is very important. You should either work together completely or keep your partner entirely in the dark about the fact that you're manifesting magic during intercourse. Either they know what it is that you're doing or they shouldn't know at all, because any person who kind of knows and isn't really into it will fuck up the whole flow of energy.
That completely makes sense.
Yeah.
That's like, if you don't tell someone you're about to get freaky and then you start whipping things out.
Yeah.
You're halfway through and they're like, excuse me, I don't know.
Yeah.
Surprise! Wait a minute.
Yeah, so either keep them ignorant altogether, or they know they're going to focus on the energy as well, so it could make it much more powerful if you do it together, though. But, so, she's saying basically nights alone may be the best for sex magic.
Oh,
All I can hear is Red Hot Chili Peppers, like Blood Sugar Baby, Sex Magic. I don't even know if I can legally sing that online. Okay. Then it's just you, your orgasm, and your intentions. To enhance the vibe of your magical masturbation night, create yourself a magical setting. You deserve it. Put on some music, light candles, draw yourself a bath, scatter it with rose petals, turn Motley Crue up.
Bump it.
And masturbate in the tub. Even if you don't believe in magic, creating a romantic night in itself can be healing.
Self-love.
Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone else in between. One of the biggest misconceptions about sex magic, this is what I didn't really understand until I started looking into it, is that the spell you cast must be used. People think that, like, it has to do with sex. Like, I'm going to do sex magic, and, like, it's going to make me better at sex, or I'm going to make this person want me, or those kinds of things. But it doesn't have to be that way at all. It's just, like, using sexual energy to get what you want. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I was just thinking about how I was considering it to be something more like celestial, like being in touch with the cosmos and the universe, and
absolutely
feeling those energies and releasing those energies. Or, like, releasing negativity from yourself, almost like a self-cleansing.
Yeah.
Because I feel that way in general. It's like if I don't eat or get my nap or jerk off, I'm going to be pissed, like, throughout the entire day. So that's like, oh, when in doubt, rub one out. There you go. Before you call your ex-boyfriend, go jerk off a couple times.
That's great.
You don't want to talk to your ex-boyfriend anymore. Like, so,
great advice.
Like, just for
great
anybody.
Advice. Great advice.
Have a snack. Treat yourself good. Put a face mask on.
Perfect.
You'll be
okay.
fine.
Yeah,
Like,
so perfect. So that makes sense with what we were saying next is witchcraft in and of itself is very empowering for women. Just like what you just said.
Definitely.
You know, all your power is just innately within yourself. One of the most powerful aspects any woman can have is owning her sexuality and not being afraid of that power and not being afraid to use that power.
Entirely. I feel like pleasing yourself and satisfying your needs in all aspects of your element is important to embodying who you are and being in control of yourself.
Yep. So it says orgasms get all the attention, and they are indeed powerful tools to cast magic with, but sexual energy is present more than just when we come. If you're a highly sexual person, you may already be aware of the magnetism you cast. And as you do your makeup, walk down the street, dance, or any other activity in which you're feeling yourself, you can practice sex magic by visualizing your desires coming to fruition. And I cannot relate to that sentence anymore.
No,
it's like...
I feel that all the time. I talk to myself when I'm doing my makeup in the mirror, like, damn, girl, look at you with them sexy eyes. Like,
well, I, like, relate it to, like, what the kittens have been doing with, like, the burlesque stuff and trying to, like, have women own these things about themselves. And I've watched so many girls, like, just making their shit happen after they made those realizations.
You've opened a lot of eyes for a lot of people. It's
so cool. And, like, I'm not even saying me, but just, like, the practice of what that does for girls, you know, if they're looking for it in that way. Some people don't correlate burlesque in those empowering ways at all. They just look at it as an art, and that's fine and awesome. But I do know, personally, a lot of women who have grown a lot, and it's because of that fucking magic. And today I was like, I was supposed to read this. You know?
It's a good feeling. I mean,
so neat.
It's funny how the universe brings things to your attention.
Yes. So cool. That's been happening a lot lately.
Yeah. I've been getting a lot of premonitions and, like, interesting dreams every single night, and they've been coming true, and things that I've been seeing in my dreams have been happening instantly in the real life world for me.
I wonder what's been going on. I want to listen to my That's So Retrograde. Retrograde. Why can't I say that? That's So Retrograde. It's one of my favorite podcasts, and I couldn't say the words. And see what's going on lately to make us have all these things in the universe. Something's happening.
And it's good. It's some good stuff.
Oh, it's so good.
If you open yourself up to it and aren't afraid for what it's throwing at you, you know.
Maybe that's all that's happening too. Okay, so this says, when you write out an intention letter, You have a clear idea what to visualize. When we have a clear idea what we want, we're more likely to get it. And rituals such as sex magic help us do this.
Yeah.
So really, you shouldn't just be like, I'm going to jerk off and get a new car. You know? Like,
No.
There's all the practice behind it.
It's more towards, like, I would think, the whole rounding back to empowerment. Like, giving yourself that power and, like, knowing your body and knowing yourself and, like, visualizing your pride. Like, I always feel like it's almost like a reward. Like, you've been doing so good. Like, things are going so good. You got your job. You got everything's great. Like, atta girl, gold star. Like,
gold star. 1 up. If you believe in magic, casting spells with sex magic will transmit your intentions to the universe and deities, which will listen and help make your wishes come true. Did I say that right? Deities?
Deities? Yeah.
Deities. See, I didn't. I said deities.
Deities.
However, the most potent ingredient in magic is you. Rituals such as sex magic can help put you in touch with your desires and therefore become more aware of them. This is often enough to encourage a follow through, but any spell requires action on your part afterwards.
Yeah. You can, like, ask for the help from your surroundings, your universe, and your spiritual guidances, but if you aren't taking those initiatives to actually make those things come to you with your actions and your abilities to go forward and work on yourself in your own elements, then the universe and your spirit guides won't be able to help you. Like, it's just like the same concept as praying almost. Like, if you ask for something to happen and then sit on your ass, then you're not showing the initiative to make that shit happen for you anyway.
Yeah.
And I noticed, like, as soon as I started actually putting my energies into things and, like, making steps towards a goal, the universe just seems to completely have my back and has given me the wind under my wings. And, like, but all it took was just a little bit of empowerment and a little bit of working towards your goals.
Initiative.
And now it feels like everything is starting to fall into place just as how it should be.
Oh, I love hearing that. Ooh. Sorry. That wasn't my phone.
I was worried about my phone going
No,
on.
it was me.
Just kidding.
Let's see who it is. We'll call him out. Mary. Miss Runaway Molly May. Okay, gotta turn it down. I'll respond to you eventually here. We're in the middle of something. And then, okay, so really quick, I want to say that there is a whole lot more to sex magic than just what we've talked about.
I'm sure.
Getting it through orgasms. For more than 1,500 years, beginning with I don't know what this is. Savia?
Whoa.
Mantra Marga. I totally fucked that up. Tradition of sex magic through Tantra in the 5th century, Central Asia. Mystics have been harnessing the power of orgasm not only for procreation, but also for the acquisition of magical power. Erotic mysticism has been found in several ancient cultures, from China to the Middle East, and in the modern world is most closely associated with the practice and teachings of Tantra. So if you want to learn more about that, you can go ahead and Google all that. But we were just talking about getting down with your bad self through and manifesting good things.
Hell yes.
God, what a fun conversation that was.
And like you mentioned, too, in other ways, like doing your makeup or how you walk or the way you dress yourself or what color your hair is or how you choose to express yourself are all ways that you embody your sexuality and yourself and, like, empower yourself through that.
Rad. So go do your homework, girls and boys, and find a way to turn up your sex magic in your life. Next up, we have Blackened Soul from the frontman of the Goddamn Gallows, Mr. Mikey Classic, and his Lonesome Spur.
Repent ye sinners and cast him out, all your trespasses and woe. Break down your walls, they'll topple, they'll fall, gaze from windows of your blackened soul. You lied when the world was flat. You lied when old Jesus came back. You lied about the wages of sin. You lied from outside within. Oh, so cruel. You took us all for fools. You're breaking all the rules. You see you put in place. We're in church. You have us by the neck, but you haven't finished yet. Your evil game. Burn all your worries, burn all your fears, stain us as dark as snow. Your consciousness is now just lost in the wind, gaze from windows of your blackened soul. You lied and said that you were fine. You lied and said yours, not mine. You lied about the wages of man. You lied when you claimed all your land. Oh, so cruel. Took us all for fools. You're breaking all the rules. You say you put in place. We're in check. You have us by the neck, but you haven't finished yet. Your evil game.
Thanks for joining me today, Nastrashula.
Yes, of course.
This was fun. I need to go brush my teeth because my breath smells so bad right now. I'm like trying to not look at you while we talk, so you don't get it going at you.
You're all good.
All right.
I'm still laughing over these stupid records.
Oh my god, we forgot about the records. Yes, thank you for bringing that up. Okay,
No,
here we go.
It's so good.
Okay, to cap us off for the end. Here, you scoot forward, and I'm going to scoot back here.
So, all this talk about sex magic made me remember that there was one time I read about a record for a woman who had the most female orgasms in a consecutive period of time. So I started doing some research on some other sex records, and just the way that they're presented.
Wait, how many was the other woman?
Okay, yeah. So, let's see. It was in 2009 at an event in Denmark. An event. Like, she was on stage, or she was being witnessed. I have more questions for this I need to look into. But it was number of female orgasms was 226, which is still to this day the world record by Deanna Webb. Like, what in the fuck? Like, that's incredible.
And how long did it take?
It was like 5 hours and 46 minutes. That's a lot. I mean, oh, wow.
Yeah.
I can't even think about that. The men's was like 69, of course it would be, by Dustin Belvins. Nice, guys.
Can't even keep up. Nice try.
Oh, man, there's a couple of them, though. Let's see. The winner of longest time taking cum in the mouth is David Hardy from Grangemouth. You've been preparing for this your whole life, I feel, if that's where you're from. Oh my god, I probably even said it wrong, but definitely it looks like it says garbage mouth. Is that your goal? Oh man. And then the other one, that's great. The winner of the longest time spent masturbating a male coworker. I feel like the specifics in that one alone was set in 2008 by Mr. D. Hardy, who masturbated him 7 hours and 6 minutes. Who lets another dude jerk him off for 7 hours straight? Like,
masturbated him, of course.
Wouldn't the skin, rub off of it by then? Like, you completely,
yeah, how soft
you lose the outer layer of your hot dog.
What kind of co-worker was he? Where did they work?
What job? What job did they
Hopefully
sponsor?
in a lotion factory.
Did they have a third coworker?
Tester.
Pumping lotion. Oh my god, they're so good. There's all of them.
I just love the wording of that.
They're just great. Target ejaculation woman all over bullseye. All right. I don't know what that even means.
I could imagine. She must have,
she
target
squatted
squirted.
above. Or squirted,
Yeah, she squirted and hit a target.
That's incredible.
Good job.
That's,
Gold star.
I'm
One
impressed.
up.
Oh my gosh, that's great, guys. That is great.
Thank you for sharing those.
Of course.
We were laughing our asses off before it, and then I finally had to be like, okay, stop reading them because I want to hear them when we record.
So good.
Awesome. All right.
Well, good on you guys. Try to break those world records now.
Yeah,
you have
homework.
some goals.
You have homework to do, everybody.
I'm going to work on that 226. I think mine's 18. A little far off.
It's so amazing. You're young.
Oh boy. There's time.
All right, right on. Bye.
See ya.
And that wraps it up. You can find Nastrashula on the California Calendar Girls page on Facebook. And you can find us at Country Kittens. Country is with a K. That's countrykittens.com. It's on Instagram. It's on Facebook. Country Kittens Experience on YouTube. And I'm Miss Anni Boelyn, and she's Miss Polyurethane. And listen, our little dirtbag and baguette friends, do not squat with your spurs on. Please. All right. Bless your little hearts. No matter where you are in America, if you know what I mean. We'll see y'all next time.